中国共産党の一貫した戦略は、米国をもって米国を破滅させることです。統一戦線を使って米エリート層に浸透し、ロビー活動、出版、政治家への操縦などを通じて米選挙に影響を与えています。詳しくは VTR をご覧ください。
For a year and a half straight, I think I broke at least one story a day, in some cases maybe two or three, about how deep the CCP infiltration went here in the United States, right? It's no secret that they've always preferred the strategy of infiltration as opposed to invasion, right? Subdue the enemy without actually making them fight. That's the kind of art of war strategy that they engage with. And I think last night's hearing is sort of like how we should have been approaching China 10 years ago. It's very neocon. It doesn't really, I think, link the threat that the CCP poses to their American counterparts in the ruling class, which is really the horrible combination that makes the CCP so lethal. It's sort of the equivalent of a gain-of-function research, I would say. What that committee needs to do, if I may humbly suggest, they need to subpoena all of the American lobbyists and lobbying firms and law firms who, in the last 10, 20 years, have worked on behalf of the Chinese Communist Party, right? You can evidence this through the Foreign Agent Registration Act filings, but specifically the groups that have worked on behalf of the United Front, which is China's political warfare department. This is how they systematically compromise America's elite. And believe me, there are only about 250 registered foreign agents from China in the FARA database. I can guarantee you there are a lot more off the top of my head. I'd throw in Hunter Biden. But if you start with the people who registered with FARA, I'm talking groups like the China-United States Exchange Foundation, and really get to the bottom of the journalists that they were taking on trips to China, the talking heads, the academics, the think tankers who were taking private trips to China, taking private dinners with the Chinese Communist Party. That's how you begin to kind of piece together what exactly the Chinese Communist Party has done over here, because they have very systematically, it's the idea, the concept of strangling us with our own systems. And what I mean by that is that they've weaponized our own free market against us, and particularly they've weaponized our own, I would argue, free press or free media, although arguably if it's free, but they've really capitalized on that. And it's so funny because I think the Chinese Communist Party, right, as Catherine was talking about before, they spend billions of dollars a year to influence our elections in terms of curating politicians, putting out blueprints and papers and policy proposals, indirect foreign lobbying, direct foreign lobbying. The engagement with which they're doing with our election systems, right, these election machines, that's just their insurance policy, right? Donald Trump slipped through the cracks in 2016, so they just want to make sure that doesn't happen again. But the election aspect of it is sort of the 11th hour of what the Chinese Communist Party does to infiltrate and influence our political